Jeff Bezos was betrayed in a sense for $200,000. So, Lauren Sanchez's brother, so Jeff Bezos' racy text to inquire for 200K. So, the brother of Jeff Bezos' former mistress sold the billionaire's risque text messages and selfies to the Inquirer for hundreds of thousands of dollars to reveal their affair in 2019, according to a report Wednesday. Which, by the way, is honestly stupid when you really think about it, because just think about it. You're willing to do something this stupid for 200K, right? To a guy who's worth literally billions of dollars, right? You could have literally just went up to the guy and be like, "Hey, can you give me like $1 million and I will for sure no one sees this," right? Now that would be technically kind of like blackmail, most likely illegal, but also sending. But like, here's the thing, right? Like, he could have potentially had been like a future family member, and like you do something like that, it's just crazy when you really think about it. So Michael Sanchez, the brother of the Amazon honcho's lover, former Fox News anchor Lauren Sanchez, was paid $200,000 by the publication's parent company, American Media LLC, for the texts and images. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. So, a talent agent who has managed television pundits, Michael had been a source for The Inquirer and its top editor, Dylan Howard, for years before selling the photos, according to the journal. Now, unlike most sources who are paid by the firm for photos upon publication, the contract with Sanchez required that he to be paid up front, regardless of whether any story ran, the paper reported. Probably because he literally betrayed basically his sister and also Jeff Bezos. So the firm's general counsel also added an unusual provision into the October 26 contract with Michael to make it clear the deal wasn't a catch and kill to prevent the information from being revealed, according to the journal. So publisher David Pecker approved the $200,000 deal, higher than the company normally pays sources at a time when the company was strained financially, according to the paper. The deal sparked a feud between the tabloid and the world's richest man, along with internal fights at American media, the paper reported. In one case, Pecker and the firm's general counsel had a blow up over the unusual contract before the Inquirer published the story in January 2019 when Bezos was still married to Mackenzie Scott, the paper reported. Before the story ran, the Inquirer asked Bezos for comment on January 7th, prompting him to announce 2 days later that he and Scott were divorcing after more than 2 decades of marriage. So when the story ran, the print edition proclaimed Bezos' divorce, the cheating photos that ended his marriage, and featured pictures of Bezos and Lauren Sanchez together with steamy text message quotes. So Bezos soon accused Pecker of blackmail and politically motivated extortion. Asked for comment this week, Sanchez said he didn't want to dignify the journal's reporting on the contract and denied sending the many penis selfies, but he declined to say whether he sold other photos of Bezos to the Inquirer. A spokesman for Bezos declined to comment, and Lauren Sanchez didn't respond to the paper's request for comment. And in May, Bezos pushed an unfounded theory that Saudi Arabia was behind the revelation of his affair. So, this was still pretty crazy when you really think about it, right? Because here's the thing, right? What are you willing to do to make however much money, right? Like, what is like the price on to do basically whatever, right? And the reason why I say that is, let's say, for example, because like money talks, right? If you wanted to make some money, Let's say that you want to make $200,000. What would you do to make $200,000? And what would you do to make $200,000 in a very, very quick time frame? And that's assuming that the $200,000 is the only amount of money that you ended up actually getting paid. He could have easily have been paid possibly even more, maybe like half a mil, maybe even $1 million, right? When everything's said and done. So, but let's just use that $200,000 number because that is public information. Would you betray your parents for $200,000? Would you betray your brother, your sister for $200,000? Would you cheat on your wife or husband for $200,000? Like, that's something that you should really, like, potentially ask yourself, right? Because even though that he may not necessarily have been close to Jeff Bezos, him personally, he basically screwed over his own sister by basically exposing her and Jeff Bezos' relationship that was on the down low, right? So, would you betray someone that's close to you by exposing someone that they're close to, right? It's something to really think about because, look, there's a lot of ways to make money. There's also a lot of ways to make money fast, but what are you willing to do for what price if you could get that money deposited into your bank account basically immediately, right? Let's say that you could get paid 200K today, right? But you have to do X, Y, and Z, right? What is the X? What is the Y? And what is the Z? You know, what would you be willing to do for the $200,000? And here's the thing: there's a lot of people that would do a lot of things for a lot less money, right? Some people would do a lot of things for simply just a hot meal, right? I mean, just look at California with the crazy amount of homeless people, right? There's probably a lot of them that would simply just want something nice to eat, and they'd be probably willing to do almost anything, like burn down a house or something, right? So it's something to really think about because a lot of people try to like say that money doesn't really matter, but in a lot of cases money does matter. Money talks, and money can convince people to do things that maybe necessarily they wouldn't do in a normal setting. But here's the thing, if there's not that much risk to you, and you know that you get paid multiple six figures in a very short amount of time, would you do it? Right? Would you do it? And that's something to really think about. By the way, if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.